Hey, I'm not very good with the six. I know that my multiplication tables, but sometimes some particular numbers are a little off. And even though I should remember 6 times 6 is 36, which is very, very easy, but for some reason, my brain did not number. My number did not brain. Fairly simple math. Quick maths! Let's see. So we got about 4 more minutes until the ads hit us. So, let's see, chat. Let's see. So I got the podcast done today. I kind of lazed on it. I did some editing on it, but it's really hard for me to get passionate behind the podcast, mostly due to the fact that it's not what I want to do. I have a hard time doing things that I'm not passionate about. And I like the podcast and I don't mind watching it and recording it and stuff like that. But doing the video editing of it is just like, after about an hour of video editing the podcast, I just want to hit my head against the wall repeatedly because it just gets so repetitively boring. It's not like I can't do video editing unless I'm making something funny out of it, like comedy or having a laugh out of it while doing the editing. If I can't do that, then it gets so boring so quick, I can't do it. So, like, I'm having a tough time doing those editings. But I'm doing it. 3 more minutes. I'm doing it. Cato tired. Here, have caffeine. I've had a lot of caffeine and sugar. And I am now wired to hell. MalO, you thought my claws were green? Hey, don't worry about it. You'll see. You'll wait. Just wait. Also, Lucario, how long have you been in here and not noticed that? Don't worry about it. It'll come. The green will come. Let's see. Should I move myself over here or something? What do you guys think? Do you want me in the middle of the screen for the review or the Q&A, or do you want me on the corner, me in the spotlight? I would do the just chatting screen, but I feel like since I'm the centerpiece, that makes no sense. Middle? Gotcha. I feel like I'm always kind of, hovering over the images here, right here behind me. Says Jack. Bottom text. Bottom text memes. All right, let's see. All right, I'll start first with starting the timer for the main stream. Start timer. There we go. Sex is yucky. Says you ingrate. You loner. MalO I might be a stick in the mud, but I ain't gonna say that. I'm definitely not gonna say that. Oh, wow. Thank you, by the way, again, Jack, even though I'm messing with you right now. Thank you again for the $10.94, because now we're up to $520, which is great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. This is going to be very helpful. On that note, there was a reason why I played the Big Shot song today, and that was because even though we made absolutely no sales last week, for some unknown reason, today we have made insane sales. I think we must have sold at least $200-300 worth of product today. Just today. We sold a lot of the big items, insanely big items, like crazy big items, and I can't believe it. Big Shot moves, man. Big Shot moves, kid. Big Shot. All right, so I think the ads are about to start here. It's probably going to give me a warning. I've been streaming for 30 minutes now. Yeah, there it goes. So in a minute, the ads will pop up, everyone. And once the ads are done, said and done, I will start the Q&A session. You're right. It is it is Jewish New Year. That's what it is, Jack. It is Jewish New Year. And I know this fact because I talked to Shane's mom, who is Jewish, and she told me about that actually. Fall seems to be a good time for the seller's market. Depends. Fall is okay, but it's up and down. It's not until near the end of October when it starts getting really picked up, like especially near November. Hoo-ha. All right. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. Ads. We're gonna have to have the 3-minute ads. All right, everyone. How is everybody doing while we're having the ad apocalypse going on? No, don't bite. Bad kitty. Bad kitty. Yeah. Oh boy, 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 oh boy. I think we sold an actual road sign that we picked up out of from like a junkyard. We sold a road sign. We sold 2 lamps that were a duo set for like $50. Sold an old lead pourer, like a molten lead pourer that was made out of cast iron. Jack with the 11-month subscription is that in a row or is that just all together? I think that's it all together. Man, it took forever for the goddamn ads to come in. Now they're going through. Another one. Yeah, road signs are cool. That when I saw that he was selling a road sign, I told Mr. Skids, buy it. It's good. That is good. Big shot moves, kid. We took a deal on it. It was actually like we put it up for $70, but they asked $50 for it, and I took that deal. Uh-oh. Better be careful. Like, the mod or Siri bot just absolutely obliterated that guy. Never use the term cheap viewers. Never use those 2 words again. I'm not telling you to do that, and then you guys do that right. Don't do that. And I mean it. Do not. I'm trying to warn you. Do not do that out of spite for me just because you're like, haha, contradictionary. I'm going to do it anyways, MalO. And then you type that in the chat. You will literally be banned by the bot instantly. You will. So you need to watch yourself. Yeah, all the bots say that. I figured Raw campaign. I wasn't sure if they were a legit person or not. So you got to be extremely careful of what you say, or the bot will destroy you. At least when it comes to the word cheap viewers, do not use cheap viewers because yeah, all the bots say it. I'm just glad Past Games was here to help with that. What if you type it? That is, I don't know if I want to find out, and to tell you the honest truth. I don't know if I want to be banned from my own stream. That would be kind of funny, but I don't know if I would be. How could you ban me from my own stream? Curiosity. You're there you go. It looks like I'm too powerful for the bot in my own territory. Snap you dick. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. Here we go. 60 seconds has started. You have 60 seconds, or not 6 minutes, dumbass brain. 60 minutes to now ask me questions. To Karma, I know that's not an actual question, but I'll answer it. Because in all honesty, they're looking for desperate people and people who accidentally click on it. I think that they have a higher chance of for people to accidentally click on it than actually click on it. But you do not want to click on it because it'll instantly steal your information. You have something special? Yay, big shot moves, man. As if that stopped anyone. I've accidentally clicked on it while trying to ban them once. That's what I mean. That's why I've tried to be very careful about doing that. That's why I have SiriBot now to help with that. So you don't accidentally click on it. It's like handling uranium. You gotta be so careful. You gotta have the proper tools. Oh, let's see. Gabe, that's more of a question for, Mr. Skids, who is, hiding behind the scenes at this moment. I'll answer that. Wait. Okay, hold on. I don't, all right. Hold on. I see Jack's got a question too. So let me read that first. So what was your most formative figure on the internet? Formative figure? You mean like a hero / inspiration? Who was seen as actually influenced your personality? You already saw who it was for me. Okay, I'll answer Jack and then I'll answer Gabe, only because it's a little easier this way. So actually, you know what? I'll have Mr. Skids answer that question really quick.
All right. So to answer that question, I'll answer Gabe first. What made me decide to pick MalO as a character for streaming? Well, at the time, back in 2000 and I want to say 21, I had a bit of a problem with my voice, and I didn't know what it was at the time, but it turned out that it was acid reflux that was eating away my throat, to which I didn't have any idea what was going on. It turned out that the acid was just hurting my throat and my voice box, but I couldn't even feel it in my stomach nor my esophagus until it was already up at my throat, which confused me and doctors, which we did a lot of testing to see what was going on. And it turned out that it was the acid reflux. But at that time, for months, it got so bad for an entire month, I couldn't talk. Then during my streams on my Mr. Skids channel, I ended up actually streaming as MalO with no voice. At that time, I was just using VTuber model to kind of show off hand movements and waves and nods to kind of interact with stream at the time before I could actually talk again. I was very unhappy about this, but then the idea came to me that maybe I could be a VTuber as well, but go with the cryptid idea of MalO, because I had found I had been kind of dwelling on that idea for about a year. And during that time, also, hello, McCoy. This is Mr. Skids instead of MalO talking, by the way. So I wanted to do VTubing even back then, before I got sick. And the reason why I did that was because I thought it'd be cool to have an SCP as a streamer, because nobody had done an SCP stream as far as I could tell in English. And I was like, this is kind of like an open opportunity. There's nobody who's taken this opportunity yet. There's not a soul that's being an SCP on stream. And I thought, well, what better streamer to be than SCP-1471, an agent that already is on the computer / cell phone. It's kind of like a great idea. This is a match made in heaven. So I went and when I got sick, I started using MalO. And then while I was still sick, I made the MalO SCP TTV stream. And then once I started getting better and started being able to talk again, I started doing SCP streams, thinking I could do both my streams and SCP streams. Turns out, no, I can't do that, especially while trying to balance a business on top of it and a YouTube channel. I need more money, or I need workers to do that. I'm already having trouble as it is keeping up with everything that I have. So that's the story of that. And to answer Jack, what was my most formative figure on the internet? You want to know who my most formative figure was on the internet? That would be actually none other than Scatman John. Scatman John was one of my most influential people I've ever met, because he was a man who had a lot of issues, like with his speaking and the way he could talk, because he had a bad stutter. And apparently it was really, really bad when he was younger, and he was made fun of for it for a long time. And he took that stutter and turned it into something extraordinary. He made it into a tool, a power, an art form. And to me, that's like one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. I think that like he is an inspiration, because that man did something that that most people would have just given up on. Most people would have just rolled over and said, I can't do music, I am just going to give up. And he was one of my biggest driving forces. He is one of the reasons why I'm named Mr. Skids, because Skids is all correlated to like Scatman. Like Skids sounds like something a Scatman would say or be. You could call you like if you were a Scatman John, or you were like Scatman John, like you could be called Mr. Skids. And that's why I went with that name, was because I was inspired by Scatman John. So there's that. And I think also one of my biggest other influencers that got me into playing games, and this is showing my goddamn age, nobody's gonna remember this guy. There's two people, in fact, that really inspired me to make game videos and comedy videos, and that would be Mr. Cloud8745, which I guarantee nobody will remember, and Over the Gun, which is another YouTuber turned streamer who has been around since literally 2008 to 2009. These guys were the fucking wave pavers. They were around before PewDiePie. I was watching these guys before the fucking big schmucky guy from Sweden. And these guys are what inspired me to want to make videos, and then later the OGs. Yep, the OGs are what inspired me to become what I am. Well, to become a streamer, to become something more than just some guy playing video games. And even though you can still watch Over the Gun, he still streams from time to time, but he's been unwell, so it's very sporadic how much you can see him stream. And the last time I checked, but this was like 8 years ago, Cloud8745 was still making videos. But I don't know if he's doing it anymore. And the what I caught my attention was with Cloud8745 was his I Want to Be the Guy videos. I thought they were downright hilarious, watching somebody absolutely lose their mind playing a hard to play game. So that's where I started from. I bet Cloud changed his name. I think he did. And then I found him later, I think again. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But anyways, yeah, those were my inspirations. Those are my three inspirations, major inspirations. And then, of course, you know, PewDiePie inspired me a bit more watching him. And then Markiplier really inspired me to do horror. He got me into horror. PewDiePie kind of did, but Markiplier was the big source of horror. I was already a horror lover as it was. I had watched like tons and tons and tons of horror movies growing up as a kid. And, you know, I was actually introduced to SCP through Markiplier back in like 2013. That's how I learned about SCP, was way back then. I think maybe even 2012. I learned about SCP because of SCP Containment Breach and Markiplier's SCP Containment Breach videos. And he is what inspired me to go into that whole like rabbit hole. And that's why I am where I am today. Is again, Markiplier was another inspiration. To donate, here you go. Check this link. It'll show you where to go to donate. Man, doing that voice, that sucked. I did the ever since I did the ooh yeah brother voice, my throat hurts now. Dang nabbit. Stupid macho man Randy Savage. Oh, by the way, Soul Reap, I semi read that message, but I just was on a roll. So thank you. I thank you. I'm glad I can be an inspiration. That's one of the things I try to do, is be an inspiration. I want to inspire others. I want to make other people feel better about their lives and make them want to do things as well. Make them want to pursue arts and their own stuff. I want people to work hard on their own stuff. I love seeing that. I love being that kind of person. It's a lot of pressure, but I appreciate it because I feel like people need inspiration. That's the reason why I even helped my buddy start this business with Stony Shire to begin with, was because of that. I love seeing that. Whose fault is it? Oh, you mean Markiplier's fault for everything? But the Scatman really isn't an internet. Well, Jack, I guess you're right and you're wrong at the same time, because Scatman was bigger than the internet, but that's how a lot of people saw Scatman John, was through the internet, especially like me. I found him through the internet, and I think a lot of people found him through the internet instead of mainstream music. But you're right. He was only a semi-internet figure. Unlike Markiplier. Markiplier's just an internet figure that kind of started becoming more than that. All right, so let me go. Do you want me to do more answering of the questions, or do you want MalO back? What's your favorite comfort show channel? I saw that past games. I was going to get to you. Do you want to know? I guess I could answer that as me. What is my favorite comfort show channel? I kind of, if you're talking like YouTube-esque sort of things right now, I kind of switch. I go from thing to thing to thing. So I was watching recently, oh geez, what was the name of that dude on YouTube? Let me check really quick.
Seek fluid intake.
I got a little fluid, hold on. Not much, but I got a little. He always pops up because I'm actually subscribed to him. I always forget his name though. Shoot. He does reviews on Batman, the animated series, and other old DC comic cartoons and stuff like that, and does a deep dive in characters and stuff like that. I forget what his name is, but I've been watching a lot of him lately, and I am a fan of. Lately, I've been watching this guy Spookin' Jukes, which is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer who does DVD streams, and he currently is like points out a lot of people's flaws in like attitude flaws, not game flaws, attitude flaws, people's flaws and their attitude and the way they're going about playing the game. I kind of watch him on the side while I'm working. He's kind of my comfort watch right now. As for let's see. Like, and I have been barely watching TV lately, mostly due to the reason, what is your comfort show content creator? Yeah. So I kind of am all over the place. So this comes with the territory of having ADHD. So I'll watch somebody religiously for like a month and just watch their stuff, video after video after video after video for a long time. And then I'll get bored or find something new, and then I'm moving on to the next section. You know what I mean? To the next person. But right now, currently, yeah. That is. Thank you, Soul Reap, for this.
Donated $6 to help the kiddos.
Yay! Thank you, Soul Reap, for the $6. Every dollar is appreciated. I really do. Thank you. So I've also been watching a little bit of the creepypasta stuff too. I've been watching what apparently a little bit about this creepy analog horror on what do you call it? Left 4 Dead. There's an analog horror on Left 4 Dead where it's an alternative reality where there's different mutations, very scary ones at that. But I also, one of my other comfort things that I always return to, One Piece. I love One Piece. I can't get enough of One Piece. I love doing like a little, I'll wait several weeks and then I'll read 2 or 3 comics all together. And I love that series. I'm sad that it's ending. Really, I am. Because I've been reading One Piece for... I've been watching One Piece for the last fucking... I want to say since like 2006, 2005, 2006. I've been in that series. I even watched it as a kid back in the 90s, but that was the horrible dubbed version. That was the kids dubbed version. So I kind of was... I was kind of like, oh god, this is a terrible series. And then I started watching the actual sub. And I was like, oh, this is actually really good. This is actually amazing. But yeah, that's also one of my comfort shows I'll always go back to. Anyway, Fluidize. I can hear the new, his new movie is good, lit on his podcast all the time. Oh yeah, you mean Iron Lung. Yeah, I need to watch that. I think my friend watches him. Did he watch Batman versus TMT? I don't think so. I don't think that one, no. I think for me would be Mike Burnfire with Zach. Zach was also ADHD and will go on massive rants, tangents about old machineries or guns. Very informative. That's always good. I always like listening to people like that because people with ADHD who are really invested into things, they will tell you things you have no idea about because they're heavily invested into it. Okay, since this is apparently turning into a Mr. Skids thing instead of a MalO thing, let me see. Donuts are my favorite. Un pizzo. By the way, guess what? Are you what you are the first? Guess what? Okay, hold on. There was no punctuation, so I read that wrong. By the way, guess what? You are the first streamer I've ever donated towards, and it was for a good cause. No, Soul Reap, it's fine. I just have ADHD. I'm using that as a bit of an excuse, but yes, it was my ADHD mind not reading that properly and trying to skip through things. So it's my fault. It's not bad. You didn't do it bad. It's just me. But yes, Soul Reap, I really deeply appreciate it. I'm glad and honored that you would be I would be the first one that you would ever donate to. And I was trying not to make that sound sexual, so shut up, Jack. I know you're gonna say something. Bring back MalO. My ADHD is I learned Dog Welder from DC and forgot mentioned from Marvel. Forget me not. Okay, so there was another question. I'll answer that as MalO. How about?
So, you want to know what's the largest thing that we have sold by weight and overall dimension? This story is one that I've told once or twice on stream before, but like I don't expect everybody to have watched all my streams and you know what I mean? There's a lot to go through. There's a lot of hours. Anyway, to answer that question, the biggest thing that we ever sold and we'll never do again because it was the worst thing that we ever did was a 1890s postal scale, and not one of those small ones. We're talking like this was a whopping 80 pounds of metal, and it was massive. It was like near the bare limits. It was like right there, just on the edge of becoming freight shipping. It was as just like an inch or two underneath what UPS's like terms of service were. And it turned out to be, yeah, about 85 pounds, which again, I think the heaviest you can get with them before it turns freight is 100. So at the time. So it was rough going because we had to use 4 different boxes and cut them all. Mr. Skids and Timmy all cutting boxes, taping it together in like the most haphazard way. They must have used up an entire roll of tape, making sure the box didn't fall apart. And there literally had to have 2 people move the damn thing. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to be moved. And that was the heaviest, biggest thing we ever shipped. And Mr. Skids and Timmy have declared they will never buy anything that big again, or at least sell it on the eBay ever again. That was like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours to put that together. And I think it sold for one of the highest rated prices they had. Like they had, I think the only one other thing sold more. And that was like a giant coffee carafe a holder from the 1800s, which sold for almost like $800. This one sold for about $500, $600, not including shipping. So it was definitely one of the highest things that they ever paid for. But yeah, no. They said that they would never do something that heavy again. They would rather do another coffee carafe because that was fairly simple to ship. Yeah, they still had to be careful with it because it had glass on the inside, blown glass that you can't find normally anywhere anymore. But it was a way easier ship, way easier ship. Didn't even have to cut a specialty box out of 15 different other boxes. All right, let's see. Oh, forget me not with no spaces. Yeah, Also, hello, Maliono. This is QnA. Also, I forgot I was going to have music on. Since we're trying to keep it a little chill. Come on, I know you're going to ass blast me. I just wanted to turn it down before it turned on. All right. I mean, also, the music fucking slaps. Like I said, I was gonna turn on music, but I got synthwave. How's that? Skyrim tavern music. Do you think that fits my vibe? Hi, chat. Hi, Furry Fluffy. Welcome to the Q&A session. We have about 35 more minutes of you guys asking me questions, or you can ask Mr. Skids questions. Whichever one you want to do. Skyrim fits all vibes. But I'm a synthetic creature. What is a game you have not played on stream and never will? That wasn't, bro. You're making it easy for me. You made it way too easy. Fortnite. The Fortnite. I will never play Fortnite. I will never download it. I will never install it. I will never play it. You know how much money you have to donate in order to get me to actually play that game? You know how much? You want to know how much? We're looking in the thousands. You have to pay me $5,000 to get me to play that game for even 2 hours. That's how much I despise that game. I hate that game. I hate that it is nothing more than clickbait / generic trash that is just trying to get people kids to play it and stay as relevant as possible by being the next Roblox, which is 100% true. I mean, you tell me. You tell me what that game has become. I hate that game. I wish it would die. I would really do, because here's the thing. To me, I don't like a game that's trying to do everything all at once. I want a game that specializes in something and does it well. Fortnite is trying to be everything underneath the sun all at the same time. And it's not, and it does it mediocrely. Why do I hate? I'm actually answering that question right now. I hate Fortnite because it went from something that was actually interesting, an interesting idea and concept, to generic garbage where it's just like, yes, we're going to try to appeal to all the general audiences all at the same time, while also trying to put in every single IP is possible to try and get more people to buy our shit. We want all that microtransaction money. We want more microtransaction money. We want more money, more. Fuck you. Fuck you. You fucking scumbag. Bags. Fuck you. That's what I think. Pandering bullshit. Nothing pisses me off more than pandering bullshit. The only thing that makes me angrier than pandering is outright manipulation and evil manipulation. That makes me homicidal angry. So Fortnite doesn't make me the angriest person in the world. There's a lot of things that are far worse than Fortnite. But Fortnite is a what would you call it? What was the word? It is a it's the word's like scheming or something like that. The word escapes me now. It's basically the meaning of they're trying to sell you a product and pull the wool over. Conniving, scheming and conniving, kinda, but it's more or less along the lines of something to try and make you buy into it, and doing it in the most pandering way. And there's a word for it, and I just can't think. It's basically like a scam. It's a scam game. It's trying to get see, the problem with Fortnite is exactly the same problem with every social media issue we have today. Fortnite is trying to be that one game that everybody goes to, just like Twitch, just like Twitter, just like Facebook, just like YouTube. There's no competition. They're trying to wipe away competition and try to garner as many people as possible. And that, to me, is disgusting. I absolutely hate corporate fuck. I hate corporate fuck. I hate it with every ounce of my being and my welfare. I hate it. And that is why I hate Fortnite. That is why I hate it so much. I used to dislike it when it became when it was back in like 2019, 2018, 2019. I disliked it, but I did not hate it. And then when they started adding IP after IP after IP, that's when I started hating it so much. So very much. That's when I started going, wow, they are just trying to be the generic, like, cookie cutter, copy paste bullshit game, just like every other, like, big social media thing anymore. And it disgusts me. Mostly maybe due to the fact that I was raised in a different time, in a different era on the internet, when things were a little bit more like a Wild West and things were a bit more crazy and a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more different. But nowadays, everything is just this cookie cutter bull crap, and it just drives me insane. All right. Anyways, I think that's why I don't like Fortnite. Yeah, it's not like it used to be. Like I said, Fortnite had a good idea. Fortnite was a good idea. I thought Fortnite was a great idea. I thought the idea of building, buildings and turning it into, like, literally that's why it's called Fortnite, was because you were building a fort. Sorry, Jack. I'm gonna say this one last thing about this before we continue. Fortnite was good. I love the idea of building things. And I thought that was an interesting idea. It just devolved into the wrong direction, I feel. Anyways, we got more questions. I talked with my grandfather, and I have decided to every year try and donate to Maloktober if I can. Aw, thank you, Soul Reap. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that means so much to me. All right, I'm scrolling back up the chat because I saw more questions. What do you think about the price increases for Twitch subscriptions? I dislike it. But I don't blame them for... Okay, so the $6 thing is not so bad. It sucks. But it does mean that... I think it means... I still haven't confirmed this or not. But I think the streamer earns $3 instead of $2.50, which is cool. That's an extra 50 cents. But it also means an extra 50 cents for Twitch, which I don't like Twitch all that much. But what boils my blood is if you try to buy it off a cell phone, like Google or Apple, where Apple and Google are trying to, like, sink their claws into it and force you to pay $8. That's disgusting. So that's my thoughts on it. I talked with my grandfather. Duplicitous. Yes, that's a good word. I like duplicitous. And the reason saying this is you were asked what game you would never play on stream, and now you are on an anger rant. I do that. I tend to do that. I don't hate Fortnite, but I hate that so many AAA devs have followed the trend. I do too. That's another problem. Like I said, everybody's just trying to be the next cookie cutter cutout. Every other game is trying to follow suit to Fortnite. Just like all the social medias are all trying to be the next thing. It's gross. It's just so gross. Let's see. Move on. I prefer the time when Team Fortress was updated. I do too. I never got to play it because I didn't want to get angry at the game. I just wanted the fond memories. Is there any game is there any game that you like? There's a lot of games that I like. There's a ton of games that I like. As much as I can go on an angry rant for a lot of the other things, there's tons of games I love. There's Yakuza 0 is an amazing game. I loved Yakuza 0. I never got to finish it, but I loved that game. I loved Outer Wilds. That was an amazing game. I still love Fallout 4 and Fallout 3, and I love Skyrim. I love let's see what else we got. There's so many games. I have to, it's so hard to remember all of these games. Oh, I love Gungeon. That was a great game. I loved Gungeon. Let me take a look here. Fallout New Vegas. That was also a great game. Dwarf Fortress is a great game. I really liked Starbound. I really love that game, actually. RimWorld is also one of my favorites, personal favorite games. Final Fantasy IX, if we want to go with a classic game, too. I loved Final Fantasy IX. And Team Fortress 2 is one of the best games out there, or was, for a long time. Team Fortress 2 was one of the best games ever made, period. End of discussion. Let's see. Yeah, so I do love a ton of different games. Ton. Among Us. Ugh. I didn't like Among Us when it was popular, and I don't like it now, mostly because I'm a social recluse. I have considered doing a community game night, Karma. I tried to do that with the fight night games, where we were trying to do fighting games like Guilty Gear and stuff, but I just don't have the mentality for it because I'm just too wild. I have too many emotions, and I'm too hard cut with these emotions. Whereas, like, one day I'll be really calm, really chill, really with it, awesome. I love everything, even when I'm losing. And then there are other days where I am on the verge of snapping. And then one thing happens in the game that I either screw myself over or I get screwed over, and that's it. It's over. I snap. And then I'm on a tirade. I'm destroying things, and I mean that. I'm not talking like, oh, I'm just so angry I'm gonna punch my desk. No, I get it. I immediately leave the area and I start punching and denting things in and destroying things around me. I don't like that side of me. I don't like people seeing that side of me. I don't like people. The reason that being is I don't like to let people down, and I feel like I let people down if I let my emotions control me. Like Soul Reap earlier saying I'm an inspiration and everything. So if I'm doing terrible things like that and destroying things and becoming too enraged and filled, I don't want other people to think that's okay. Because it's not. It's not okay to be that kind of angry. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to be angry enough where you're actually destroying things, where you're physically getting angry enough that you want to either hurt stuff around you or hurt somebody around you. That's bad. That's extremely bad, and I don't want to be that kind of person. So if we do a community game night, it's got to be something that's not competitive, because like I said, if I make it on a certain day, some of those days I can't handle it. And that was why the fight night stopped, was because there were days when I knew I couldn't handle it. And I just said, sorry guys, can't do it this week. And it happened again and again and again. And then eventually I said, I can't do this. If I'm just going to be, constantly saying, no, I can't do this again and again and again, all I'm doing is letting people down. So that's my story on that. So if we do a community game night, it's gonna have to be something where I can relax to and not have to get sweaty or angry or frustrated with. So co-op. It'd have to be co-op. Yeah, I know, Karma. I agree with you. Gaming was better than Valve went missing for random, and then TikTok Kid's dad. I consider that gaming was better. Then Valve went missing. I miss good Valve. I miss old Valve. I miss a lot of Valve stuff. Well, you can get Sparking Zero. I heard about that. But here's my thing. I never actually liked the Tenkaichi series. I have the Tenkaichi series. I have all 3 of the Tenkaichis. And I did not like them all that much. I would play them, but I'd always go back to Budokai for the 2D fighting style. would always go back. Because I just didn't like the 3D aspect at all. Yeah, I know, right? I just didn't like the 3D aspect. I thought it was goofier, and I liked it for its goofy nature and its goofy energy. I liked it for that, but then I did not like it for, I did not like how energy beams fell and attacks fell, and it just didn't have the same impact as the Budokai series. Okay, what before I go, let's see. Have you considered an open-ended game like Avorion? What is Avorion? Hold on. Avorion. Avorion takes a sandbox aspects from games like X and Freelancers, throws it in co-op multiplayer, and lets you build your own ships. Got a 9 out of 10. With a lot of people who have loved it. Have I seen this game before? Let me see gameplay of it. I think No, I have not played this game. I played a game like it years and years and years ago. A very similar game. Wait a minute. I'm not on my Steam account. Hold on. I'll tell you if I have played it or not. It does look a little familiar. Did I play the demo of this years ago? Possible. Or a similar game, because I remember playing many years ago. I actually played a spacefaring game similar to this with friends back in like 2013, 2014. I built something very similar to this, and I remember building. I was the most mature person there and built the penis ship. Not even kidding. You could even turn the
Sit down.
What?
Touch the side of your chair. Feel the switches and controls.
What the fuck's going on?
You can control everything.
Who redeemed?
The ship purrs, ready to do your bidding.
That's not me. Wait, maybe it
Release
is. Hold
it.
on. Oh, it is me. God damn it. It was the second. It opened too. No wonder what was going on. I was wondering what the heck was going on. We got 16 minutes. So yeah, I remember playing a game like this, and I did make a penis ship. I made it pink and whatnot, and similar to like Minecraft. It was like a Minecraft version of this game. And yeah, that was really stupid of me, but I wouldn't be opposed to something like this, because I always liked the idea of building your own ships and stuff. And no, normally I do not build the penis engines or the penis ships. Normally I'm you know me, but I just had this idea of doing that, and it took a long time, a lot longer than I would like to account for. It took me like an hour to make it. And then they were like, what are you doing? Come on, let's go. We're trying to do this thing. We're trying to explode this one thing. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I showed up with that thing, and they were like, oh my God. If you could make a... Hold on. MalO, I asked you a question about Pokemon. Oh God, there's so many questions. Sorry, hold on. Well, you can... what Pokemon question? I'm trying to answer so many fucking questions here. MalO's, I didn't even... When? Holy shit. Holy shit, Jack. When was this the question? I'm going all the way back in chat. I don't see it. At all. Like, at all. What I do is take my anger out in different ways. Doom Eternal. No, I wish I could do that. I can't take my anger out on games. When I get overloaded with anger and hatred, it's just like, it's blackout anger. It's not just like, oh, I'll just go play this game because I'm angry. It's I'm now no longer in control of my own body. Something's going to get destroyed. Something's going to die kind of anger. That's not good. That, like I said, that's not the good anger I want to be showing off. Anyways, I still want to play Left 4 Dead. Yes, I still do want to play that game too. If you could make a horror game that you would play, what inspiration would you take from? So right now, what inspiration I would probably take from is maybe two different things. I think I would take two different inspirations. The one would be the SCP Foundation, because I love the horror aspect of some of the SCPs and ideas behind it. I think it's amazing. And another inspiration I would take is like from either like something like the Mandela catalog or the idea of analog horror right now, because analog horror is really good. It's a little overused, but I think that is a great idea, combining analog horror with the SCP Foundation. An idea of like trying to learn about this like government entity through like old tapes and stuff like that, and figuring out what ended up becoming of this foundation in the long run. I think that's really a good idea. It is something I've been thinking about over time. And it is, maybe I'll turn that into a game if I ever get enough time to actually sit down and learn Blender. All right, Jack, where is your question? Awebo. What do you think of your first three Pokemon movies? The one with Mewtwo, Lugia, and Entia, directed by Kunihiko Uyama. I recently rewatched them, and I completely forgot how good, fast-paced, funny, and touching they were. I actually only ever watched the first one. To tell you the truth, I only ever watched the first one. And that being said, I actually love that movie. I actually do. I thought the Team Rocket's comedy was actually hilarious. I thought the story aspect was interesting with Mewtwo. They brought the game to life. Like, they gave Mewtwo more of a idea and what's the word? Not entity. Story. They gave him a story, basically. They gave him something. Instead of just being a rare Pokemon that you can catch, Mewtwo was given a very in-depth look. And I love that, because that was just more of like a branch off from the original material, instead of just being a thing that kids just watch to watch Pikachu shock something for 30 minutes. It was actually something that pushed towards the idea of learning more about the Pokemon in its world. And there was a lot of times you did that with Pokemon, but at the same time, Mewtwo was far more the most interesting one. Because Mewtwo was the biggest mystery of them all. Gaming was better than Add that to the wish list. If you could make a horror game, Probably a bit of more personal question, but could you explain your gender fluidity and preferred pronouns? I only started heavily thinking about how I identify during the pandemic, but never really voiced those thoughts aloud, and I'm curious about how many trans, non-binary, and gender fluid friends think about the identity when they felt their social label didn't really fit. So, I'm not the best one to ask this question, mostly due to the fact that I am a strange duck, even among the non-binary people, mostly due to the fact that I just don't care. Call me girl, call me male, call me female, call me they, them, I just don't care. Maybe because everybody's gotten to this point where it's all so important to everybody, and I'm not saying that it's not important to them, and I'm not saying it like I'm making fun of it that it's important to them. But to me, it's gotten to the point that I just don't care, man. I just don't care. Some days I feel like I'm more feminine than others. Some days I feel more masculine than I do others. And that's why I'm gender fluid. Because to me, it's just like on a day-to-day basis, hey, I feel like more like I'm I'm a male. I feel like I'm strong, powerful. And then other days I feel more shy and cute and like, oh yeah, a little more, girly in a way, as they say. So that's just how I roll. I just kind of blend between the two. So I don't like, I'm sorry if that doesn't really answer your question. But that's just how I prefer now, like how I prefer. So that way, like all the people that had grown up with me who think of me as a male can still call me a male because it still fits the bill. But then if somebody looks at me and says and sees my more feminine side and stuff like that, and they say, "Oh, yeah, her, she," I don't mind that either because it makes me feel more cute at times. So that's why I go with that. A Vorion is a new evolution. Vorion, please. Vorion must be a hidden EV evolution. The fuck? I can't think of a couple of games like I can think of a couple games like that. Kind of looks like From the Depth but in space. Already read that. MalO, I know a game you'd like if you'd like building ships and called Space Engineers. I have heard of that one. It has been under my radar a few times. It does look good. I know I'm saying I do it when nobody is near me. Why does that sound familiar? Blackout anger. It's not good. Blackout anger is... You ever hear about the old Vikings? Yeah, you ever hear about the berserkers of old Viking age? Imagine that. That can become me. A berserker, which is not good. Blackout anger is not the best thing to have. The game you played was a high likelihood of being StarMade or Starbait. I think it was StarMade, Karma. You're right. I think it was StarMade. Yeah, that sounds very familiar. StarMade. Okay, Ducky, I'm probably missing you for quite a bit here because I'm still catching up. But yes, hopefully I'll get to see you again. Thank you for coming in. The Team Rocket is always peak. Absolute. I love Jesse and James. I'm so sad Jesse's voice actress passed away. She was awesome. Also, 18 messages. Oh my god, I'm still catching up. What is your favorite Pokemon besides and it can't be Pikachu? Marowak, Cubone. Yep. Marowak, Cubone. I know. Generic answer from the bonehead, but I've always loved them. I've always wanted to hug and cuddle and protect the little Cubone, knowing that he was, one that lost his mom. And I always felt bad, and I always wanted to make Cubone feel better. I love Cubone. He's the sweetest, most gentlest of souls. Who would have thought? I do really... There's a lot of Pokemon I love. Don't get me wrong, but Cubone is one of my favorites. Also, the first movie was absolutely dark. Yeah, it was. First thing Mewtwo does is fucking nuke an island and kill everybody. And then he almost kills Ash. Almost. Because of, main character-itis. But yeah, you're right. He almost killed Ash, and that was great. MalO, would you play Space Marine 2 with me? And maybe one more since it's teams of 3? I would play that. Even though I'm not a big Warhammer fan, I'm still into it enough that I wouldn't mind playing it. I wouldn't mind at all. Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. $6 shrimp special. Oh god, I remember that meme. The Ultra Kill brain rot is getting to me. I see, Blue. Maybe you should put that down for a little while. James was trans and no one can change my mind. I don't know if James was trans. I can definitely tell you he was bi. At the very least. I think he was bi or pan. I can definitely say that much. That man had some interesting ideas. I am 100% certain he was rooting for both sides of the team, if not multiple. It makes sense, honestly, feels similar to how I operate in that regard. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, MalO. You're welcome, Pyro. You're welcome. Same. I am a Royolu, which is that, I know which, yeah, it's that dog Pokemon. Though I still love to hug them. Yes, they are a sweet little dog. I like them too. Let's go! Does MalO want a Cubone plushie? I would love a Cubone plushie. Oh man, look at that. I almost caught up. I love Cubone. I would definitely kill for a Cubone plushie. We have... Mr. Skids has plushies. Oh, we hit the ad break. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm gonna snooze that. So yeah, Mr. Skids actually has plushies of the original 4 Pokemon that came out during the KFC event. Many years ago, back in the 90s, KFC was giving away Pokemon plushies to sales, and there was 4 of them. There was Vulpix, Dratini, Coughing, and Vulpix, Dratini, Coughing, and there was a 4th one. Trying to remember which one that was. Vulpix, Dratini, Coughing, and I can't remember what the 4th one was now. But I know Mr. Skids has got all 4. How many cookies is the appropriate number of cookies for a snack? 1 or 2, I'd say, because too many of that is not good for you. Vulpix is also one of my favorites. I don't think I've ever heard of a name called Cubone. I don't know if I spell it. It's Cubone. It's Cubone, Cubone. It's a great Pokemon. It's a first gener. Vulpix is my favorite. Does Mr. Skids or MalO have a throne? Yes. Yes, we do. And we have had a lot of items bought for us, including Mr. Skidza has on his wall a MalO figurine of me. He has a figurine of a MalO 1, but it was like a $60, $70 figurine, which was bought by a user who was really awesome. They were a great person, but unfortunately, due to some issues, ended up leaving us, and I would love to see them come back someday. I think they left us for good because they got caught lying about something, which I'm not going to divulge. But I do miss them. They were a great person overall, despite their lies. And it wasn't like lies that hurt everyone and anyone around them, but still, it was something we needed to discuss. And instead of owning up to the lies that we caught them in, they ran away, and I would still forgive them. I would forgive them even if they're listening right now. If you are listening there, friend, who I know you know who you are, know that I will still forgive you regardless of what happened. Because I still consider you a friend. I just consider you troubled. I just consider you somebody who needs guidance and light. You're not a bad person. Regardless for the lies, you're not a bad person. Not you, Jack. And you're not, and besides, I'm not the one apologizing. Jerk. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Well, of course, it's... I hope that answered your question. We have about 1 minute and 30 seconds, everybody. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Got any more last second questions? If you just spam me, I will answer every single question, even if the time runs up. Other than that one, Jack. Beeps back aggressively. Cube and bone, because it's a baby cube with a cub, like a cub with a bone. Yes. Gladly test that. You got about 1 minute. Can't think of one. I like that question there. Okay, I'll answer this question. If you could freeze time for 1 day, what would you do? Oh, that's a good question. That's a hard one to answer, too. Let's see. What will you do after the Q&A? I'll answer that question really quick. I'm going to... I think we're going to move on to the Don't Laugh Challenge. What do you guys think of doing the Don't Laugh Challenge tonight, too? I don't mind doing that tonight. Anyways, to answer that question, we're about to run out of time. Last second questions. And I'll answer Past games question. Okay. You finished typing your question. If you have one. I'm gonna hit the snooze button one more time to answer this question. How many, not that one. If I could freeze time, what would I do? All right, what would I do? If I could freeze time currently at this time, I might, I don't know what I would do other than, I know of a few things I would do, mostly involving doing something that it would not be terms of service, correct? But it would be something that would help the world in a lot of different ways. But it also depends on if I'm able, how fast I can travel around the world during that stop time. All right, let's see. I want to say, but I know people would be scared of what I would have to say. But trust me on this fact, it's not something that's so bad that it would, like, let's just say that I would do something that would help instead, but something that I would be able to do that I normally can't do. For one, I'd probably murder all the heads of the Amazon Corporation, the SCP Amazon Corporation, because they needed to be brought down. And I'd probably murder all the Carmwell. What was it? What was that? Hold on. Let me something in black. What was the name? Okay, who the hell's calling me and who wants to be slapped? Who is gonna get slapped? Who is going to get slapped? I'm trying to answer questions here. I don't got much time left. I knew it. It was Jack. Of course it was Jack. It's always Jack. But yeah, what was it? What was the name of that business? I always forget their names. It's always 3 names. It's like Carmwell something Black. Was it? No, it wasn't Cromwell. That's a different SCP. I always forget what their name is. Always, every time. They're worse than any business you've ever known, ever. They literally buy and sell and trade anomalies. They're horrible, awful people, and they make the world a far worse place than it is. And they deserve to be completely wiped. NFTs, shut up. But yes, I would probably wipe them off the face of the planet. Because they are... I don't like the Foundation, and I don't like the GOC, but I certainly hate them the most. Let's see. Okay, last second questions. Depends on how long it is. Why is MalO black? Because I am. Therefore, I am. Oh yeah, do you want to do a don't get spooked one too? I wouldn't mind doing a not get spooked one. That would be okay. I don't normally get spooked at things like that anymore. Last second question. Hugs or cuddles? I love cuddles. I love cuddles so much. I would probably either steal or kill the drug dealers around my area. Probably both. I agree. I agree. That's a good one. Would you kindly perform a bio break before moving on to try the not laugh? Oh yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do that for you, and I'll get a hydration and everything. Okay, the ad is coming. Hold on, let me see. Behave. Slapped by MalO, by pounds of a throne. Look for the channel I mentioned that does spooky things. How many boxes of Girl Scout cookies is a lifetime supply? 500 million. Thank you, the British. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the facility with me. Okay. Do you have a favorite movie? If so, what is it? Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. It's been so long since I've seen any movie that I can't think of any right this second. Especially one of the 9 seconds on the clock before you get hit by an ad. I can't think of one at the moment. Favorite movie. Let me think. I have to think about that one. Lord of the Rings was so good. One of my favorite movies. Hawaiian Pizza, yes. British coming. Favorite movie. I can tell you one of my favorite anime movies right now is Princess Mononosuke. I think I can't tell you my all-time favorite right this second, but I can give you my favorite anime movie. My favorite animation movie is Princess Mononosuke. One of my all-time favorite movies. I got to watch it like 3 or 4 years ago, and for the first time, it is by and large one of the best pieces and most complicated pieces from Studio Ghibli when it comes to both story elements and characters, and I think that's amazing. Anyways, it's now commercial break. Unfortunately, that means the Q&A session is over. So I'm going to go on BRB really quick for all of you. Everybody can go to the bathroom really quick. Mononoke, my bad.